Graduation memories have barely faded from May, but already Jeffco Public Schools is looking ahead to what grads will need 5 years from now. The Jeffco 2020 vision is a way to put together a very clear picture about the outcomes we want our students to have in the future.
We want our students to be able to take their content mastery, to have that strong base of the academic performance, and then be able to be critical thinkers with that knowledge and skill, and be able to communicate effectively in all parts of their life, to have self-direction.
It's a shared blueprint for what we want Jeffco kids to achieve, as well as a way to get there.
In many instances, these things are happening for our students right now, and part of the goal is trying to make it so that every student has access to this. So rather than it happening because it happens based on what school you go to, is there a way that we can try to ensure that every student has an opportunity to be a successful graduate from Jeffco?
And then students can feel confident that when they are moving through their school experience, whether I'm a preschooler or a fourth grader, an eighth grader, or a graduate, that I have the opportunity to demonstrate those skills today and someday when I'm outside of this school setting.
The Jeffco 2020 vision is the work of a diverse group of people who care an awful lot about Jeffco Public Schools and what future Jeffco grads are going to need in an increasingly competitive and challenging world. They met for months putting it together.
A key attribute was there was 9 students that were involved, so we actually involved students in this discussion as well.
Those Jeffco students teamed up with Jeffco teachers, administrators, parents, local business people, and others to identify key competencies for 2020 grads, symbolizing them as parts of a growing tree.
This is our vision for the Jeffco 2020 graduate and beyond. We also know that in 2020, when we're looking forward, there may be very different skills that are necessary, and so we'll need to always be revisiting and make sure that we're staying current with what student needs are.
Next step, developing a strategic plan to figure out how best to breathe life into this vision across one of the biggest school districts in Colorado and the country, with the goal of trying to personalize it.
You know, the whole notion of one size fits one that we've talked about multiple times. We have the outcomes that we want students to have when they walk out of Jeffco schools, but we have 155 different sites with different needs for students. And I think the exciting part for me is going to watch the creativity and collaboration amongst building principals and their accountability committees and their teachers as they take this framework and say, here's how we're going to actualize this in our building with our kids, with the kids that we know so much about.
Our schools that are moving to more of a site-based management model where they have autonomy, we will be measuring school performance and enhancement of our school accreditation model. So there's lots of moving parts. Some of those parts are in full implementation and some will be piloted.
We have some fabulous teachers and some great administrators that I'm really confident that with their creative skills and their collaboration skills, they're going to have a great opportunity to be successful at this.